Number two, Christian argues that learning cannot become acquisition. Do you agree? And can you think of examples from your own language learning that support or challenge this? So, in my opinion, I partially agree with Stephen Christian's argument that learning cannot directly become acquisition. Learning means understanding grammar rules consciously, while acquisition happens naturally through communication and practice. I agree with this idea because many students know grammar rules but still find it difficult to speak fluently. This shows that learning alone is not enough to develop real communication skills. However, based on my own experience, learning can support acquisition over time. For example, when I first learned English tenses, I memorized the rules in class. After practicing by speaking with friends and watching English movies, I could use the tenses automatically without thinking about the rules. These examples challenge Christian's idea that learning cannot become acquisition.
Question 3. The critical period hypothesis or CPH and education policy. The critical period hypothesis tells us that children have a special window of time where they can learn languages naturally and easily. Once they hit their teenage years, this window starts to close. Because of this, schools should definitely prioritize teaching languages as early as possible, ideally in elementary school. If we wait until high school, it's become much harder for students to sound like native speaker. And for policymakers, this means we should invest more in early childhood language programs. It's much more effective to start when the brain is like sponge rather than to force it later when learning becomes a more difficult mental task. Question 4. Addressing a code-switching language as a sloppy language. Many people think that code switching or mixing two languages is just a being sloppy or lazy, but I disagree. In fact, code switching is a sign of a very smart brain. It's not about knowing a word. It's about using two different systems at the same time to express yourself better. People do this to show who they are, to connect with their community, or to find the perfect word that only exists in one language. It actually requires a lot of skills to switch back and forth without breaking rules of either language. So, it's not a bad language. It's actually an advanced language.
I agree more with Michael Tomasello's theory than with Noam Chomsky's. This is because Tomasello's theory offers a broader perspective on the development of human language. Chomsky's theory emphasizes that language ability stems from an innate system in the human brain, meaning that language can develop naturally without relying on the environment. However, this view tends to overlook the role of social interaction and everyday experiences. Conversely, Tomasello argues that language develops through social interaction, communication, and environmental influences. According to him, humans learn language by imitating, understanding context, and participating in communication with others. I am more convinced by Tomasello's theory because it aligns with my own experience, in which language ability develops through interaction with the surrounding environment. What we hear from others is recorded by the brain, then processed and developed into better language skills. Therefore, environmental and communicative factors play a crucial role in human language development.